So the word illa means except. Now the next word starts with mim, noon, and ya. Okay. This means to wish or to desire. These are the root letters for the next word. Mim, noon, and ya means to desire. Okay. The word or the noun that we make from this is umniyatun is the word. Umniyatun. Umniyatun means desire or wish. This is the noun, and the nouns don't have any rule. However, they spoke the language. Okay. Who decided to call this as a pen? People who spoke English in the beginning, they call it a pen. So, umniyatun, root letters mean to desire. But how you make a noun, there are dozens of ways of making noun out of that. So, umniyatun means one wish or one desire. Someone has a one wish called umniyatun. Okay? The amaniya is the plural of this word. Desires, wishes. And the best word in English is wishful thinking. Wishful thinking means amaniya. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they don't know anything about the book, but they have wishful thinking. Whatever they do, they think that's religion. They are doing a good job. They are doing a good deed because they are uneducated. They did not learn the book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, illa amaniya, except wishful thinking. ख्वाहिशात बेजरूरी ख्वाहिशात. ख्याली ख्वाहिशात, तसव्वुरात, all kind of meanings. Now, one more thing I want to point out here. If you look at the word illa, it is written alif with a hamza underneath with kasra, lam has a shadda on it. That's all. Illa. That is the original word. But when if you look in the Quran here, illa is written here, and on this alif there is a mad here. Okay. Also notice that the same word is repeating here, but there is no mad there. In here, illa has a mad on this alif. In here it doesn't have. But words are same. What is making that difference? Okay? In the tajweed, whenever there is a hamza, and before hamza there is alif, ya or waw. No, okay. So, if you have a ya, alif and waw, these three root letters, the basic letters. If after these, any of these three letters, there is a hamza, okay, then you pronounce these three letters with a mad, like that. That's pronunciation, tajweed. Okay. We know how, in the Quran you will see a mad there, and you will pronounce it correctly because we learned to pronounce correctly. But why? If you notice, here the same word, why there is no mad here? And why there is a mad on alif here? Notice the word after that. The word after that has a letter alif that has a hamza on it. Here there is no Hamza here. So whenever there is a Hamza,
that's why the three called madda letters in tajweed.
what's that?
Ya, alif, wa. Whenever Hamza and alif comes, that's why the three one they call madda letters.
Madda.
Yeah.
Only when Hamza is
When
there.
Hamza and alif comes.
If Hamza is not there, you can see in this case, there is no Hamza here.
That's why
So
it's not
illa is going to remain as illa. You just pronounce illa. But here you will pronounce illa, you will stretch it. Okay? Meaning does not change. But it is the rule of tajweed that whenever you see one of these three letters and the next word after has a Hamza on it, first letter always, then it has effect backward. Backward means previous letter has to be pronounced long. Okay? So it is pronunciation that will be changed. Okay? So that is the important thing to notice. Okay? Then after that, this is wa inhum illa yazunnun. Okay? Now let's look at the next word. Now the word is wa means and. Okay. Now look at this word. In. Okay. In means if. In kuntum sadiqin, if you speak the truth. In means if. Okay. Now, if this if or this in meaning changes, if there is another word after that, illa. If in a sentence you see in, for example, if you see only, as I recited the ayat, in kuntum sadiqin, three words after that, kuntum sadiqin, in kuntum sadiqin, if you speak the truth, if you are truthful. In this ayat, wa inhum illa yazunnun, there is a word illa here. So whenever you see an illa and you see in together with some other word in between, then this in meaning changes. It becomes not. Not with illa. If you have illa in the same sentence, then in should be translated as not. Okay. If illa is not there, then you will translate in means if. Okay. So this is rule.
illa se pehle agar
illa,
to uska matlab hai
yeah. If in comes and then illa comes in the same sentence, then in has a different meaning. The meaning is not. If illa was not there, then in meaning is if. Okay? So, wa inhum illa. So let's translate these words. In whom illa. In whom illa. In means not, whom means they, and illa means except. We just saw that. Okay, so if we just try to translate these three words, it will not make sense. We have to put more words to make a full sentence. Right now it just means not they accept. Sentence is not complete. So let's not try to translate these three words until we have looked at one more word after that. Okay? But this is the literal meaning of these three words here. Okay? In means not, whom means they, and illa means accept. Okay? So now let's look at this word here. root letters are Za, Noon and Noon. 3 letters. Okay. This means to assume something. Or to guess about something. Guman. Okay. Assume something. Something which may not be true, but you're thinking about that. Or you're assuming that this may be the case. Okay. Or you're just thinking. Guman. Zan. Okay. But husn-e-zan is allowed. Husn means good thinking about. If you're thinking some good about another person, you can do that. Okay? But only zan, only thinking, this maybe they happen, that may happen, we don't need to pray every day, we may still go to paradise, all kind of wishful thinkings. Okay? Zan. Husn is good. Husn is a good one. It's okay. If you are thinking good about your brother. But if you are thinking makes no sense, that zan is not good. Okay? So now again notice here, it has a ya at the beginning and runa at the end. Okay? And because there are 2 noons there, these are 2 noons can be written with a tashdeed or shadda, which means this word has all these signs. Ya in the beginning means we are talking about present tense, 3rd person. Guna is there, which means plural, and zan means to assume or to guess. Okay, and there are 2 noons and the shadda in there. So yazunnun means they guess. Okay, yazunnun means they are guessing. Okay. So now if you translate these 4 words, okay, so listen to what I'm saying. They don't do anything but guess. They don't do anything, or they are not doing anything except guessing, assuming. Okay. So now these 4 words together will make a sense. Okay. And they don't except they guess. They are not doing anything except they are guessing. So first you are denying that they are not doing anything, and then you are telling they are only guessing. Okay? So that's the style of the Quran, that first you deny something and then you bring it in the front. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and they don't do anything, but they just guess. They just assume. So these are the illiterate people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking 3 things about them. Okay? Among the Jews are those who are illiterate people. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to do 3 things. First thing is that La ya'lamun al-kitaba. They don't know the book. Second thing is that illa amaniya, except they have wishful thinking. Okay? And third thing, Allah is first saying they don't know or they don't anything except that they do the guesswork. Okay? We should think about us. All these things apply to us also. We are following the same thing. Majority of us are following the same thing. Even if we read the Quran, we don't know what's written in the Quran. That is no different than La ya'lamun al-kitaba. Because we just read blindly. We learn how to read it, don't try to understand it. So, but this is about those people who don't even know how to read the book. Okay? That group of the Jews and the Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that there's another group among them. And these are very stubborn people because they think they are right. They think that the religion they are following is the best thing they are doing, even though they don't know what is written in the Torah. And all they are doing is wishful thinking, and all they are doing is guesswork in the religion. Whatever they are thinking, they are assuming in their religion, they are practicing that. It may be totally wrong. So this is the state of the illiterate people among the Jews. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned. So inshallah we'll stop here and we'll continue. So so this is the wording will be and not but they. So the whole thing can be translated. One is and they do not but assume or guess. They do not do anything but just do the guesswork. وَإِنْهُمْ إِلَّا يَظُنُّونَ. Okay. So inshallah we'll stop here.